Hello everyone, I'm Curtis. I have the privilege and honor to be the CEO and president of ORCVirtual Incorporated. And I wanted to share something with you that my mother used to say quite frequently. We would be getting ready for things and getting ready to leave the house, or we were supposed to get ready, be all ready to go to school. And it was not uncommon to hear my mother shout somewhere from the house, "Move it or lose it, kids! Move it or lose it!" I can still hear it, and sometimes it still sends shivers down my spine. I want to take that phrase into business, though. Move it or lose it. I think it's very true that if you don't move your business, you're going to lose it. I think we can all agree with that. At ORCVirtual, we service clients from various industries around the country. But a majority of our clients are real estate investors and realtors. And so I want to speak specifically to the real estate investors. This is a cutthroat industry. There's a lot of you out there. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of schools of thought. There's tons of systems that you can buy into. It is not unreasonable to look at everything that's out there and drop hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn how to do this. But most of you who come to ORCVirtual have learned what you need to go out and be a success. But the thing that you're forgetting to do is that you have to constantly move yourself forward. So you've hired ORCVirtual, and we are your executive administrative assistant. So we are taking all of your processes and procedures, and we're getting them to flow correctly. We're sending you leads, both seller leads and buyer leads, sometimes in excess of thousands a month. And we are helping you to skip trace them. We're helping you to find their phone numbers, because that's really the key to your success. One of the keys is getting the phone number of a motivated seller so that you can pick up the phone and you can talk to them. But therein lies the issue, and it is an issue that is common throughout most of our clients. And I'm telling you that it's even my issue, and that is picking up this thing and making that cold call. I hate cold calling. I despise cold calling. So for those of you that don't like to do it, I totally get it. I really do. But it's something that you have to do. So ORCVirtual, we will drive all of this information right to your doorstep. But if you don't do anything with it, then all our work is in vain, and we're wasting time and money. If you don't move it, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose your momentum. You're going to lose your business. You're going to lose everything that you've invested in this business to date if you don't move it. How do you move it? You pick up the phone and you make those cold calls. That's what you do. So some of you are sitting around just waiting for a contract to magically appear from a seller or a buyer, and you're just waiting for that to happen. It's not going to happen that way. I will check my email on the hour, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I will never ever find a signed contract in there that I didn't have to work my butt off to get. When I receive a request to have a meeting with somebody for the first time, I get super anxious. I really do. I'm like, is there any way to avoid this phone call? And of course there isn't. If I want the business, I gotta make that phone call. And I get really anxious about it. But you know, after every single phone call, I hang up the phone and I'm motivated and I'm excited, and I want to make another phone call. Because I have empowered not only the person I'm speaking with, but I've empowered myself, because I've proven to myself that I have the information, I have the knowledge, I have the skills to pull off a phone conversation, and so do you. You have it. You know how to do it. You just have to do it. You have to jump and do it. You got to move it, or you're going to lose it. My question to you is the same question that I asked one of our clients out in Washington State. So a conversation with him he was discouraged. And I said to him, I said, well, let me ask you, of the close to 4,000 leads with phone numbers that we've sent you of sellers, motivated sellers, this month, how many phone calls did you make? How are those going? There was dead silence on the other end. And then he said, I am failing you, Curtis, and so I'm going to get off the phone with you right now. I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to make calls, and I'll call you in about 3 or 4 days and let you know how it went. And that's exactly what he did. And he called me, and he made a couple hundred phone calls. This guy was busy. And from those couple hundred phone calls, he has contracts now that he's looking to either wholesale or do something with in excess of $2.5 million. How did he do that? First step, he picked up the phone. Second step, before he dialed it, he prepared himself for success, but he also knew that it could be a failure. He knew that that was a potential. It could be a failure, but he refused to let that be his motivator. If I go to dial someone's number and I think to myself, "Oh, I'm going to fail. I know this is just going to go horribly wrong." It's going to fail and going to go horribly wrong. If I pick up the phone and I have confidence in what I have to sell, then there's a really good chance that I'm going to do that. I understand that I have to move it or I'm going to lose my company. That's what we do for you. I want to remind you that as a client of ours, at any given time, you have 8 to 12 assistants working on projects for you 7 days a week. I know that my executive assistant, Sophie, she has a full-time job, and she's a single mom at home with 2 kids and a dog and a bird. And she has lots of stresses in her life, just like all of us do. But she manages to sit down at her computer 7 days a week and do work for me. And I would not be a success without her. I wouldn't be a success without the rest of my team either. Without Brenda and Dawn and William and Robbie and Dimitri and Giorgio and did I say Dawn? I just want to say it again because I don't know if I said her name. And everybody else, and I apologize if I've left any of my team off, and I have, but my team works really hard for me and for you. We are going the extra mile for you every chance that we get. If you're not meeting us halfway, you're failing us and you're failing you. So my question to you is, are you ready to move it or are you ready to lose it? Are you ready to do an entire career change and just throw it away and say, yeah, I can't do this, I can't do this? I want to remind you that the man who says he can't and the man who says he can, they are both correct. They are both absolutely right. So are you going to say, I can't do this, and throw in the towel and give up? Or are you actually going to do your job? Because we're doing ours. Are you going to do yours? Are you going to move it or lose it? Are you going to sit around and fail yourself and fail your team? Or are you going to do something about it? Good luck. Let me know how it goes.